Get ready to witness some shocking VAR mistakes. The Video Assistance Referee, or VAR, was introduced to improve the accuracy of several calls made during a match. VAR was introduced to ensure some legendary history-defining football moments no longer happen, like Maradona's Hand of God or Frank Lampard's Ghost Goal. We all remember the Hand of God from Maradona. 1986, Argentina was to win the World Cup. Frank Lampard's ghost in the World Cup game versus Germany in 2010. But ask Jurgen Klopp about the VAR. VAR can be so wrong as well. Seen Spurs versus Liverpool? Or Arsenal versus Brentford? What about the GOAT Messi and VAR during the Copa America? Let's dive headfirst into the 10 worst VAR decisions that will always be remembered. Number 10. The Argentina versus Brazil semifinal of 2019. Argentina versus Brazil semifinal match in the 2019 Copa America made headlines. The GOAT, Lionel Messi, got so angry, he said there was no doubt that the whole thing was set up for Brazil. He said he hoped the VAR and referees didn't play any part in the final and that Peru could compete, but it looked tough. So, what happened? 2 incidents. First, Sergio Aguero was about to run into a Messi pass before tumbling over Dani Alves in the box. The ball was cleared, with Gabriel Jesus bursting forward to play the ball to Roberto Firmino, who scored the second goal. And what was the GOAT's opinion? VAR, where are you? A foul and no second goal for Brazil? No goal, Brazil! Second, Arthur seemingly heavily shoved Nicolas Otamendi deliberately with his shoulder as the Argentine international was about to meet a left-wing corner, though no foul was given. Brazil went to the final and won the Copa. How surprising. Number 9. The Manchester City vs. Tottenham Spurs quarterfinal of UCL 2018-19. Drama in Manchester. City vs. Tottenham was a drama-filled quarterfinal clash. So, what happened? First, Fernando Llorente scored to make it 4-3 to Tottenham, therefore sending the Londoners through on away goals. Llorente scored in the 73rd minute, but on replay, it looked as if the ball was close to hitting his hand, or elbow area, before falling to the net, prompting handball calls. And what did VAR have to say? Goal! Manchester City needed to score one more goal to keep their UCL hopes alive, and Raheem Sterling looked to have saved the day in stoppage time when he scored his hat trick to level the score at 4-4. However, VAR ruined the day for City. VAR deemed that when Aguero received the ball at the start of the play, he was offside when the ball touched Bernardo Silva, therefore disallowing the goals and breaking the City's heart. Number 8. What about Manchester Derby? Manchester United and Old Trafford seem to be friends of VAR. Manchester City almost walked away with a victory at the Old Trafford until the 78th minute. What happened? Marcus Rashford was released by Casemiro. He was clearly offside, but made runs at the ball as if he were going to shoot, only to make way for an onside Bruno Fernandes to shoot. It was clearly an aversion to the rule, as he was not supposed to make efforts at the ball. However, VAR made the goal stand, and Manchester scored one more. Number 7. Manchester United vs. Wolves penalty controversy of the Premier League of 2023-24. United States started off the season of 23-24 against the Wolves with a lucky escape. The Wolves were the better side and were not awarded a clear penalty. Or were they? What really happened? The ball was swung into the United box, and Craig Dawson won the header. However, his teammate, Sasa Kalajdzic, was torpedoed by keeper Andre Onana. Wolves players and managers appealed for a penalty, but referee Simon Hooper didn't see a penalty. VAR checked the penalty, but didn't call it. How on earth? A natural collision? The referee's boss called it a mistake by VAR, but Wolves still did not get a point. Did they ask for a replay? No, that's just Liverpool. Number 6. Portugal versus Iran at the 2018 World Cup. At the 2018 World Cup in Russia, VAR debuted on the world stage. There were just so many VAR discussions, but the controversial injury time penalty given to Iran was just ridiculous. Iran made several penalty appeals, of course, but the fourth one was a hit. A handball that Cedric Soares knew little about. It hardly looked more promising than the previous 3 shouts, but it was referred to VAR and eventually given. The penalty was converted in a 1-1. The remaining minutes were crazy, with a red card call for a Ronaldo elbow. Of course, Ronaldo got away with it. The match finished in 1-1. Number 5. West Ham United versus Chelsea. Another controversial decision by VAR during the West Ham United versus Chelsea match this year. Again, from the Premier League. What is it about referees? Referee Craig Pawson waved play on after Conor Gallagher's 89th minute shot clearly struck Soucek's hand, with VAR making no decision on the incident. Thomas Soucek made a good save as the Blues were denied a late penalty in a frustrating 1-1 draw. How was that not a penalty? Number 4. Mainz versus Freiburg. Drama in the Bundesliga. If one of the main criticisms about VAR is that it takes far too much time, then hear this. Towards the end of the first half, with a score of 0-0, the referee turned down Mainz's calls for a handball and called for halftime. However, VAR called and made the referee reverse his call. The players had to be called back from halftime to pitch for the penalty. The delay lasted almost 5 minutes, at which the Freiburg players had to return from the dressing room for the penalty. Pablo de Blasi struck from the spot to put Mainz 1-0 up before the two teams finally went into halftime. Number 3. Arsenal versus Brentford. Was Brentford's goal offside against Arsenal? Of course it was offside. Everyone could see it. However, the VAR in that game, Lee Mason, failed to identify Christian Norgard, who assisted the goal for Toney, had come back from an offside position. Basically, the offside lines were not applied to Mason. The result greatly impacted the title race, which Manchester City won in the end. The Professional Game Officials Limited has a knowledge of a significant error. Wow, how surprising. Lee Mason was taken off VAR duties, which was no surprise with such an error. Number 2. Juventus versus Salernitana. What about Italy? VAR is nothing better. Remember the chaos at Juventus? 3 red cards and the disavowed goal. Juventus thought to get the 3 points, but were denied a late winner by VAR. So, what happened? The referee disallowed the winning goal for offside by Leonardo Bonucci after the VAR call. But they missed an image that Italian TV found minutes later, showing a Salernitana player who had played Bonucci onside. How Italian! It's not the first time they missed something. Juventus knows all about it. Number 1. Spurs versus Liverpool in the 2023 Premier League. It's probably one of the most controversial VAR calls. On November 1st, 2023, Liverpool played Tottenham Hotspur in a Premier League match at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. In the 34th minute, Liverpool forward Luis Diaz scored a goal, but it was disallowed by VAR for offside. However, replayed shows that Diaz was clearly onside when he received the ball. How on earth could this happen? The VAR official, Darren England, mistakenly believed that Diaz was offside and told on-field referee Simon Hopper that his check was complete. Hooper then disallowed the goal. Really? Amateur! Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp was furious with the decision, calling it the biggest VAR mistake in history. He sure was right. He also called for the match to be replayed, but the Premier League declined his request. What do you think about that? Let us know your most shocking VAR moments in the comments below. And until next time, thanks for joining the frenzy with Football Fanatics. Keep kicking it with the coolest football facts around. Smash that like button, subscribe, and stay tuned for more jaw-dropping action.